In the film Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension in Fabulous 2D, the two brothers find themselves involved in a new dimension where they discover that Perry is a secret agent.
Why does their platypus fight so good? Perry the platypus!
Phineas is a little upset about it, as Perry could do as much as clean his own litter box this whole time. Phineas asks if someone else is living a bizarre double life. It's a tense situation, so Ferb raises his hand.
Anyone else around here leading a bizarre double life?
He had no choice, as this Dorito head is really mad. Chill, bro. It's not like Perry had a child out of the wedlock. But what's the secret life that Ferb hides? We can see how this quiet boy has many interesting skills. And we will discover his possible separate lives. I got the 5 options, where the last one is certainly the most bizarre one, but at the same time it's the one that makes the more sense in the context of the show. But let's start with the one that I would say is the most obvious thing. The first one that comes to mind is that he is a secret agent. In the episode Phineas' birthday, Phineas' friends prepare a compilation of videos for him to celebrate his birthday.
There's 104 days of summer vacation.
This episode is used to support the theory that he is a secret agent, because he's in living home with some spy soundtrack and he's wearing an agent hat or a fancy fedora. If we add to that he's British, so he could be working for the Secret Intelligence Service, also known as MI6, which their CEO is none other than James Bond. More evidence could be found on the fact that Ferb ends up dating Vanessa. Bro's winning in life.
That is bloody lovely.
So they possibly got to know each other because Ferb is a secret agent following the tracks of the cruel and evil Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Doesn't sound too bad, however, this is not a strong theory because of the lack of evidence. The clip of Ferb we saw earlier, it's just a joke, showing Ferb sneaking over to Irvin's house to continue planning Phineas' birthday. Something curious, I'm pretty sure Ferb knows that Perry the Platypus is a secret agent. Why? Well, there's an episode where the boys discover Perry's headquarters. It's called Ready for the Betties. Perry's lair is very big and it's clean, yet he still doesn't clean his litter box. Phineas thinks this all was built by Ferb, and like a woman in the 50s, he doesn't have the opportunity to contradict him.
Actually,
Wait a second. Why are you two soaking wet?
I give up.
So Phineas didn't realize what the secret lair was. Possibly Ferb, with the passage of time, was discovering the truth behind everything. Since he's a very analytical boy, it's very plausible he discovered Perry's secret life. Taking into account he disappears every day, the secret lair with important equipment for missions, like these red boots, cause you know, cold feet can be harmful. And of course the animal-shaped accessories, plus the Agent P pseudonym.
Agent P for Phineas. Nice touch, Ferb.
Actually,
Yes.
Even in the movie where they discovered this, they wipe the boy's memory so they can stay with Perry. They only forget that day. Besides, even Stacy, who's Candace's best friend, knows about it. But because she's not this annoying girl who wants to be busting people for no reason, she decides to keep the secret, leaving Ferb knowing about everything but staying silent like always so Perry can still be part of the family. Or that revealing things would result in Ferb having to speak more than 2 seconds.
Ferb, you don't talk much, do you?
actually,
Oh, what's that over there?
The Vanessa situation could be that they could be seeing each other in secret, and this would count as a double life for Ferb, because there's definitely a nice age gap in that relationship.
And for the ladies.
If we watch the episode Act Your Age, we will see how even after 10 years, Ferb looks like the type of guy who's still winning in life.
Well, Ferb, you certainly know how to show a girl a good time.
Treat me like what's easy.
I mean, he's in a car that costs more than a house. Okay, very cute, very pretty, like something out of a fairy tale. Even if they were just talking or something like that. You see, Vanessa was already dating someone else during the events of Phineas and Ferb. At first, she's dating Johnny. Until the 3rd season, she meets Monty Monogram. Yeah, the son of Major Monogram. Top 10 betrayals in anime. Naturally, they're dating behind their parents' back. And both are a couple for the remainder of the show. So that means after the show ends, is when Ferb finesses that. So nope, a secret and possibly legal relationship between Ferb and Vanessa is not his double life. Ferb is a subtle gentleman with so many hidden talents. Not only he's a comedian,
So, how about that airline food?
an excellent public speaker, and a singer. He also has advanced skills as an engineer, extensive knowledge of physics, chemistry, and architecture. But the list doesn't end there, as he's also an excellent chess player, a designer, a time traveler, an astronaut, a chef. He speaks several languages, so he's a polyglot. Bro needs a nerf ASAP. It's not like he's just a talented nerd. I don't know about you, but I think being a singer is pretty cool. The only thing is that he's not a singer. He is a musician, like a real musician, since he is multi-instrumental. The guitar? Easy. Saxophone? No problem. The bagpipe? Of course. Along with only a few other instruments, like the trombone, the keyboards, the maracas, the bass, the trumpet, the harmonica, the violin, the harp, the drums, and the tambourine. With all these impressive things he does, there's many theories that say he has a secret career as a dancer, since we're looking at someone dancing at a professional level. In a similar way, it is said that he could have a secret life as a professional footballer, since in the episode My Fair Goalie, where fair cousins from England are visiting, and every single one of them is called Beckham.
And Eliza, well, her middle name's Beckham.
We see in this episode how Ferb is a goated footballer. However, right before summer began, Ferb grabbed the ball, and suddenly, from out of nowhere, a hero female ran onto the field and carried off their assistant coach. As is popular knowledge, Ferb officially received the emo curse.
Wow, British curses are really specific.
Yeah, Drake should dig into that. After the ball hits Baljeet in the nuts, the curse is broken. Either way, the football thing was never mentioned again, so I don't think this is our answer. If we keep searching for answers, we might find some theories saying that simply, his double life actually refers to his double nationality between United States and England.
Actually, lads, I'm not a Brit or a Yank. I'm just Ferb.
Or, in an explanation that comes from a more logical theory, would be his double life is the one he leads with Phineas as genius children, and that his real, or normal life, he's just a kid like any other. I mean, their parents are convinced that Phineas and Ferb are just normal kids, playing around and just doing the most common things.
Yeah, we're inside Candace's stomach.
That's creepy on so many levels.
But this doesn't fit very well with some of the things we see Ferb doing. Yeah, it makes sense, but there are things left to be answered. For example, let's take a look at the episode The Big, where Phineas and Ferb built a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater map in real life. But the thing is that it doesn't look that safe. So they built a Hawk suit, and they end up becoming a superhero. They rescue nerds, and they even get to fight a supervillain who has the creativity to build stuff as well. Creative, but not creative enough to decorate the interior of his house. In this episode, the boys have to deal with certain problems that a double life as a superhero brings. Although the one who actually has to fight the most with his double life is Phineas, because Ferb is the Lex. At the end it is revealed the true identity of the Vic. Phineas, because nobody noticed Ferb. A truly character development moment.
I guess there's no glory in thighs.
It's false.
This kinda means his secret identity as the Big is still intact. However, the suit is destroyed, and I think he doesn't need to fight villains, as the Tri-State area already has a platypus doing that job. We can find the next to last option in the episode Brain Drain, where we see that Ferb is a video game world champion.
It is not like Ferb is an internationally ranked video game wizard or anything.
So at some point in his life, he had to take some time out to prepare himself and to actually compete against other professional players. This can qualify as a separate life. Even in the episode we saw some minutes ago, it is said that he has a blog. So maybe he's quite active on the internet besides games, which is something that is rarely mentioned.
If you find this video funny at all, subscribing helps out so much. Thank you all.
The last option is the weirdest of all. Up to this point, we have seen that Ferb's secret life could be either as a normal kid, as some tights, or as an esports champion. These options are very plausible, but when we realize Ferb's amazing skills, we might find this next option with more sense. Ferb not only is able to speak English, French, Japanese,
Konnichiwa, Steichi no tomodachi desu?
Kanye West desu, dozo yoroshiku.
and who knows how many other languages more, but he can communicate easily with dolphins, among other animals. And the strangest of all, with aliens. One of the inexplicable abilities of Ferb is that he speaks extraterrestrial, and what's really curious is that he seems to have impossible vocalization for a human being. What this could mean is that Ferb is an alien. The Martians speak like meanwhile, Ferb is like you can clearly hear the difference. That would imply that Ferb is not from Mars. His communication skills could be just for the diplomatic functions, or to study humans, or simply he's just vibing. We don't know. If this sounds like crazy speculation, it kinda is, to be honest. This would only be a shallow theory if this alien thing hadn't returned in a later episode.
I'm pretty sure that Ferb is an alien!
This episode is called Invasion of the First Snatchers, in which they are watching a 50s movie, so probably it was based on real events. The aliens are replacing the heads of all humans with their own shape-shifting heads, which can then assume the form of the host human.
They can assume control of the Earth for their own nefarious purposes.
Candace is convinced that Ferb is an alien. As usual for this neurotic teenager with her hormones desperate for pouncing on some meat, she starts gathering evidence to prove it, and she finds Ferb doing some weird stuff that make it look like he's actually an alien. But in the end, it turns out that she misread the situation. Phineas and Ferb were only fixing a spacecraft for a friend of Mead's. However, it's not confirmed or denied that Ferb is an alien. Just think about it. Isn't that curious how they made a full episode about the possibility that Ferb is from the outer space? Does it make sense? I mean, it could be that Ferb is such a smart boy that he can learn alien languages in less than a day, which that would only make him a spy superhero polyglot genius with a secret career as a video game champion and extensive knowledge about literally everything. You know, very average kid. Or that he is just a superhero polyglot genius video game champion with knowledge of everything who turns out to be an alien. Or that Ferb just raised his hand because he was going to point out the irony of Phineas getting so mad about it when the two of them do be doing the craziest things in the backyard, like living a double life behind their parents' back. And that's why Phineas told him to put his hand down. Who knows?